There's an expression about how you can only polish a turd so much because at the end of the day, it's still a piece of crap. Marvel knows that better than anyone, which leads to the topic of Captain America 4. Apparently, this thing is a nightmare, and that's saying a lot considering how bad Marvel movies are now. It's so bad they're doing extensive reshoots after delaying it by about 7 months. Just imagine how much of a dumpster fire this thing must have been if they thought Love and Thunder or The Marvels were good enough to release, but decided to reshoot this movie.
Everything is falling apart.
Gotta say, I love the spin some people try to put on this, saying how normal it is for movies to undergo reshoots. Yeah, it's absolutely normal for a movie to get delayed by 7 months and reshot for 5 months, which is how long it takes to fully film most movies. That makes a lot of sense. Hearing that a Marvel movie tested poorly with audiences isn't shocking anymore. It is hilarious when you think about how reportedly they test these movies with friends and family of the people involved though. Even their closest loved ones are telling them this thing sucks.
Damn!
So they're reshooting at least 3 major sequences that we know about, but if they're doing 5 months of reshoots, you can bet your ass they'll be doing a lot more than that. It's such a shame too because everyone was clearly looking forward to seeing Sam Wilson play pretend as Captain America. Such a great decision to take a unique character with his own story and just give him Captain America's life because, you know, diversity. After all, without that, we wouldn't have gotten one of the funniest moments in the entire MCU.
The only power I have is that I believe we can do better.
By the looks of things, we're getting the Serpent Society in this movie, along with the leader and Red Hulk. And after they do some Wikipedia deep diving, I'm sure the remaining MCU fans are going to be real excited about all that. On that note, they're bringing back Thunderbolt Ross, who's now being played by Harrison Ford after the original actor died. Remember when Marvel said they wouldn't recast Black Panther out of respect for Chadwick? Well, apparently that doesn't apply to white characters. Guess that excuse only works when you're just itching to replace the hero with a strong female character.
That is so deeply pathetic.
The version of this movie they tested with audiences that caused all these reshoots is some huge allegory for a certain president and event that happened at the Capitol according to all these leaks, with some D-list Avengers like Moon Knight, Shang-Chi, and She-Hulk showing up because Sam realizes the world still needs the Avengers. Again, believe what you will, but after seeing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is it that hard to believe they'd get even more political now that they have a black Captain America leading the new and improved woke Avengers?
Don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Hell, some people on set even reported seeing Robert Downey Jr. there. God knows how he'd fit into this shit show though. Obviously, they need to put together some kind of team before the next Avengers movie, and when you look at the upcoming Marvel lineup, I don't see any other movie that would work better than a Captain America film. Then again, at this point, who even knows if those Avengers movies are gonna happen? Can't imagine Marvel or Disney are too excited to spend $1 billion on an Avengers movie that would be lucky to make its money back.
That's dumb. That is a dumb, stupid, dumb idea.
This pretty much all fits in with what we've been hearing about Marvel lately, and while a lot of people assume the reshoots are Marvel's way of getting back on track or fixing things, I don't really see that happening. If anything, these reshoots are probably going to make the movie worse because they're being rushed into production as a reaction instead of being done to benefit the story. Just take a look at who they hired as a new writer for this movie. Marvel has some strange hatred for experienced writers, probably because they'd actually have to pay them instead of hiring these nobodies to work for scraps. If you think this guy's gonna save the movie, then I've got just one question for you.
Is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid?
Saying that things are all of a sudden gonna get better is just naive, because which choice would justify that hope? Deadpool 3 is going down the same multiverse cameo crap hole that got Marvel into this mess to begin with. The X-Men or X-People or whatever they'll be called are gonna look like the crowd at an Orange Man Bad rally. And Secret Wars is so desperate for attention, it's gonna consist almost entirely of nostalgia bait characters. None of these decisions are from a company that has any intention to learn from their mistakes. But by all means, just keep getting hyped for new Marvel crap just to forget about it months later, or admit it wasn't that good to begin with, like we all said from the start.
Stop it. Get some help.
The fact that we're at a point where people consider 7-month delays and 5 months of reshoots to be commonplace just shows that the film industry has gone to shit. They're not making this movie because there's a demand for it, they're making it as a statement. Captain America will always be Steve Rogers. People didn't like all this taking over the mantle crap in the comics, and they're not gonna like it in the movies.
Speaking of things nobody asked for.
So delay this movie, reshoot it, hire writers with less work experience than a college student, and throw as many characters in this thing as you want. The fact is, audiences don't care anymore, and unless things change, they're done putting up with lectures and moral grandstanding in their superhero movies. But as usual, we'll just get called racists or whatever term they come up with and be expected to ignore the fact that Marvel movies have been losing money for years, because you see, this is the one. This is gonna save Marvel. I mean, yeah, they've been saying that about every movie since Endgame, but seriously, trust them. This time, it'll work.